Hi, all, and welcome to Monday Night's Treasure Vortex with Gypsy Jules from YouTube's Zero Discrimination, as well as GypsyDigs.com, and myself, Amanda Digger Degaz. Welcome to Monday, and the cold is upon a good portion of the United States. I know we did not have a show last week, and all apologies for that. But we are here and ready to hang out with you all. So, hey, Gypsy, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing great. So good to be back on here with you, Amanda. And I know you've been out adventuring, and I can't wait to hear all about it. I know we've only briefly chatted about it, so I can't wait to hear about all of your finds. I've seen some of the pictures, and I know it's been really cold where you're at. How's the weather there?
It's cold. It's 33 degrees right now and pretty windy. It was absolutely frigid this weekend, and it sounded like, for those that don't know, we actually haven't gotten to talk really in the last 2 weeks. Just been totally um, busy, opposite directions. So I know we spoke briefly this morning, and you said it was as cold there as it was here. So that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's a big swap for Texas because Texas is just, you know, usually this time of year, you know, it's it's not this cold. Usually we have a fall, but I will say that this year it seems like it went straight from like it felt like we had the beginning of fall, but then it was like um, it quickly became winter very, very fast, very fast. So yeah, it warmed up a bit today though, which would have been a nice day to get out. But I was busy catching up on other stuff and been working on some painting commissions and stuff like that. Trying to get caught up also on um, editing and stuff like that. So keeping me busy.
Yeah, it sounds like it. I know the last 2 weeks you've gotten a couple new videos out too.
Yeah. Let's see. I think there's been one adventure one with, let's see, with Michelle. And
Nice.
then there was another one, my latest one, which was really fun. We found a lot of really cool stuff. And that was with several friends, Teresa and Michelle and Jackie. And it was Jackie's first time, I think, ever digging in a dump. And it might have been, I don't think it was Teresa's first time digging at a dump, but it was her first time, of course, digging at that dump, and Michelle's, I guess, as well. So, yeah, it was a lot of fun. We found some really cool stuff. So y'all be sure and check out that video. One of my favorite finds from that specific last video, which y'all have to go check it out. Something you never expect to find was found by Jackie. And she found this panel to a elevator.
Ooh.
Now, we looked those up, and some of those are going for a lot of money. And it's the panel that, for an elevator where it has the capacity on there, you know, like how many pounds, you know, that can
Safely ride the
be,
elevator.
yeah, when you get in the elevator, like, oh, yeah, you can't go over 5,000 pounds or whatever, however much pounds that people, the weight that people can get in there. And then it has all the little holes there for all the buttons. And so just really, really cool. So if y'all get a chance, go check out that video. It was so much fun digging with these ladies. And but that was probably my favorite find from that day. I don't want to give it all away, so y'all have to check it out. But my favorite find that I dug was a cameo. That was really cool. I just love. I've always, for the longest time, a cameo was on my bucket list. And I finally found a small cameo years ago, metal detecting. And then after that cameo, I found another cameo, like I think that same year. And then found this cameo in this dump. But I don't know what it is about cameos. I just always, there's something beautiful. They're beautiful, works of art, in my opinion. In fact, yesterday, and I should have shared it on Facebook, came up in my memories, this guy that carves those. And I should have shared it. I just think this is just a beautiful, almost like a lost art these days, because it was so popular back in the late 1800s, early 1900s. And I don't know, just one of my favorite things. So that was my one of my favorite find that I found. And then again, the elevator, if y'all didn't hear, the elevator panel, really cool, because we looked those up, and some of them were worth like $300, $400, some of those panels. So, yeah, really cool find that Jackie found. So, yeah, that's one video that y'all need to check out. I'm also currently working on editing a lot of people, some people have trouble with their pin pointers and stuff like that. So I wanted to do just a simple video on how to use your pin pointer, and I'm probably going to have to do several videos on this, because what happened is I started filming and I was detecting, and actually in Jackie's yard, and she was detecting too, but she was videoing me, showing things with the pin pointer. And I don't want to give much away because that video is coming, but found her first silver in her very own yard. So awesome. That video is what I'm working on now. And so I'm trying to figure out how to split that up. And then it may end up turning into maybe even a 3-parter on the pin pointers, because what a lot of people don't realize about, especially like the Garrett Carrot, is that there are 6 different settings on that machine. On that little pin pointer. A lot of people don't realize that. And there's just some tricks that you can use with any pin pointer. Doesn't matter what brand you're using. Just a few little simple tips, to point out to people. So anyway, working on that video, and hopefully I'll have that done before Thanksgiving, I'm hoping. And anyway, hoping to get out over the holidays if the weather,
cooperates.
Permits. Yeah, if it cooperates. But we're super excited. My boys are coming to visit. Awesome. So they do usually like to get out with me and adventure. They don't really like to metal detect, but sometimes they'll help me dig or something like that. So super, super excited about that. So should be a fun holiday.
I know. Can you believe it's like here?
I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. Like I said, it doesn't feel like fall. It feels like winter to me already. And Texas weather, usually by now, I can just get out and enjoy just some of the most beautiful days in the fall for metal detecting. Just perfect weather. But with this cold, I am not a cold. I just don't like detecting in the cold. And when, me and wind, detecting in wind. And I really liked your idea you had about the the ski goggles. I may have to just order me a pair of ski goggles and
Yeah.
try that when it gets windy, because when it gets windy, my eyes water and then I can't see, and then my hair, even if I've got a hat on, and sometimes it comes loose when it's flying in my eyes, and especially with a strong wind and stuff. So I may try that. I may just order me some snow snow goggles or snow,
Ski
whatever you
goggles.
want to call them.
Yeah.
Ski goggles. Yeah, ski goggles. I can't even.
Just don't
But anyway,
get.
I'm not used to getting snow here in Texas. So, and I've only been snow ski. I haven't been snow skiing in, oh my gosh, maybe 20 years. That's how long that's been.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
But yeah. Have you ever detected a snow lift or anything like that?
No,
I know last.
there's like a real old hill that was like one of the first that I've been contemplating
Hmm.
trying to ask for permission, but haven't done it yet. Um, Obviously when it's not snow on the ground. Um,
Yeah, definitely.
but
But what's cool is when that snow melts. I mean, it'd be laying basically right on top of the ground.
yep.
Um, some of it might migrate down the hill depending on how steep it is. But I'm curious if any of our listeners, you could always drop it in the comments. But I know that we do have our phone number available tonight, but we want to hear more first about Amanda's adventures before we open that up. But I'm just curious if any of you have ever swung, metal detected at any ski resorts, ski lifts. I've heard of a lot of recoveries done in those. And anyway, I'm just curious. But enough about some of my latest adventures. Let's hear about yours. I know you took a trip to New York, or to Brooklyn,
I
I should
did.
say,
I did.
and you got to go look at where the old dump is, where you and I got to go do some mudlarking and scraping and digging before,
Yes.
which, oh my gosh, you and I were there, what, 3 days or 2 days?
Yeah, we did it for 3 days when you came up.
3 days, wow.
We did. Yeah, and
That was a blast.
it's crazy how
Was this the first time
fast.
you've been back since then, or didn't you go back one more time?
Uh,
Seemed like you went one other time since you and I went.
no, I think it was before. I went once before, and then once with you, and yeah, so this is my third time going there.
Okay,
Um,
okay.
but yeah, it was so word to the wise. I know that we're all treasure hunters, and we get really excited about making plans and um, definitely check. Like, I did not put two and two together that this weekend was like one of the busiest travel weekends. So, what should have been like a 5.5 hour drive all of a sudden jumped up to 6.5 hours, and then 7.5 hours.